The movie Planet of the Apes came out in 1968. This follows a bunch of NASA astronauts that, after years of being in space, crashed on this planet and eventually discovered an entire civilization of apes. And it's just a really amazing, classic movie. There's a lot to talk about here because it's such a great concept executed beautifully in this film. Because we start off with all these astronauts, right? And then they crash land on this planet because their hopes are, okay, we've been in space for who knows how long. Let's just go back to Earth. But they crash land on this planet with apes, and they find a civilization of apes, and they're all like killed. And this movie is just so impressive. From the visual effects, to the costume design, to all the different things that they use, that is all practical, and yet it still is just as great as it would be with CGI. It just goes to show you what they were able to do and how effectively they were able to do it with like no CGI. See, you don't need CGI for everything. You can do it like Planet of the Apes did it and just do it freaking perfectly. Anyway, so there's only one person left after the apes just kill the rest of them. And its throat is damaged so he can't talk anymore. And for a good chunk of this movie, our main character just isn't talking. He just isn't. But until he tries to escape the grasp of the apes after they're like, alright, we're gonna euthanize you, you friggin' human. So then he escapes, and then he gets his voice back. And something else that's great about this movie is when you hear him speak, it feels weird because you haven't heard him speak this entire movie. So when you finally do hear him say just one line, it's like, wow. I mean, it's just so incredible how they were able to shoot this movie to where you have all this going on, and then you're like, he talks. And that's like one of the most surprising things in the movie, is that when he finally talks, it's a huge surprise to the audience, and it's such a simple moment of just him talking and actually being able to communicate with these apes. And he's misunderstood by the apes because they're like, no humans, you freaking idiots. But then these other apes help him escape. But the main apes, they're like, you freaking idiot. You guys just stop. We want to kill that human. But then they're like, no, because they don't want them to discover that the big twist in this movie, that thing that everybody talks about, the ending part of this movie, that the Planet of the Apes is actually Earth. Because at the very end of this movie, it ends with a shot of the Statue of Liberty just absolutely wrecked, sitting on the side of this, like, island type thing, like, on this shore. And, it's just such a good surprise and sequence. And this is most definitely one of the best movies of all time. For so many reasons, and reasons I will go over in this video. A, the costume design, the real effects that they used, and how they were able to get all of this across, and how they were able to execute all these different twists in the way that they did, which was just amazing, absolutely impeccable. No other movie will ever, and has ever, really compared to what Planet of the Apes did in this film. It revolutionized what effects and what things could be done in movies, how twists could be done, and just a classic blockbuster by all means. Because now you have this movie, because now movies with big twists are common, with all these effects, they're pretty common now. But back then, having a movie with these awesome, great for their time effects is just amazing. It still gives off the same emotion with this mask as it would if they were just using CGI apes like they do in the newer movies, or and it's just so great. This is just amazing. And, so he finds the apes, he tries to escape, then some of the apes help him escape, and yeah, it's basically the movie. But there's so much between those events happening, and it's just so fantastic. Like, from the moment you see the apes for the first time to how the actors, it's just kind of funny to see how they come across like in individual scenes. Like when we first see the apes, they're attacking these humans and basically just using them and capturing them in this like field, which is just so cool. And they're like, oh, this guy's smarter. This guy's smarter. But then the ruler's like, no, he's not, you idiot. So then they're like, okay, fine. And yeah, so Planet of the Apes, I feel so strong about this movie. Out of 100, this is a 99. No, this is a 98. This is a 98 out of 100. Not even my most favorite movie is a 100. No movie, I believe, is absolutely 100, because there's always going to be some sort of nitpick with it, or whatever. But yeah, guys, this is definitely such an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. And, yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, or any of my other content, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.